What's good, YouTube? It's your boy King. Back again, once again, another video classic. And today, people, it's your boy King Rose talking this shit, talking about that squad, talking about your team, talking about everybody, okay? So far, I just kind of want to talk about the Houston Rockets falling off. I want to talk about Joel Embiid looking like a god animal. God damn it. The Boston Celtics went on to beat Milwaukee, the last unbeaten team. Um, and then just pretty much overall, just a rant analysis about so far the NBA season, right? So, first off, I kind of want to say, like, shout out to your boy, Dwight Howard. Yesterday, I watched Dwight Howard, and for his debut with the Wizards, that nigga was looking good, bro. We need to stop the hate on Dwight Howard. I understand people don't like Dwight because you figure Dwight Howard was supposed to be like one of those factors to stop LeBron from winning championships back in that early 2000s, early 2010s, not early 2000s, but early 2010s. Dwight had the one finals experience. I'm going to say experience when he played Kobe in the finals, won a couple games. Dwight at that point of time was looking like a guy, but I can't say this. Dwight Howard, he looking like he in shape, he looking good. So really, I gotta give Dwight Howard a lot of respect and adulation for what he was able to accomplish. Um, One thing that is kind of troubling to me is how everybody got this opinion about the Warriors breaking the team up. You know what I'm saying? Like Curry, Clay, you know what I'm saying? Steve Kerr did make the comment that Boogie, this is just a 1 year little rental type thing. So, we want to just win Boogie a ring if we can win him a ring, and then we're going to keep moving. Me personally, man, I feel like that's lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish the Warriors was my home team organization because at the end of the day, man, when you really look at it, man, like, if I'm a star player on a team, I want to play for an organization that's going to do what it takes to give me not only help, but to give me an opportunity to be the best player that I can be for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I look at, like, Kawhi Leonard in Toronto, playing with Siakam, Serge Ibaka, and all those guys he got over there, Kyle Lowry, Ball, and Norman Powell, Danny Green, Toronto's actually a good team. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of names on there. Well, you probably wouldn't say like all-stars, but it's a lot of good players on their team. So I really wouldn't too much worry about what Kawhi doing because Kawhi balling. Dwight Howard, like I said, like, I don't understand what's up with the Wizards. And I made a video earlier in the season where I was saying, like, Toronto would have been on the list with DeRozan, Lowry, CJ Dame, John Wall, Bradley. It's time to break that shit up. Like, that shit absolutely has to be broken up. At least with Dame and CJ, you can argue Dame and CJ is good in the regular season. So even if Dame and CJ never win in the playoffs, they always lose. You can keep Dame and CJ together because you know for sure Dame and CJ can still win in the playoffs. With just those two, with the little pieces they got around them, they can win in the playoffs. When you look at motherfucking John Wall and them, every year they losing to somebody they better than. Every freaking year. I love John Wall. I like Bradley Beal. But it's time to break that shit up. Either John Wall got to get traded because Bradley Beal did have success with the team once John Wall was injured last year. But at the same time, I'm thinking, like, do you really want to get rid of John Wall when you probably get rid of Beal, who's just an off guard too? But at the same time, it's not that many great two guards in the league. Like, it's probably like 5 on hand that you'll be like, yeah, they great. Like Jimmy, if you want to say Jimmy's a 2, but the game has him listed as a 3. You can say James Harden, Klay Thompson, DeMar DeRozan, Bradley Beal, C.J. McCollum is in that top 5 range, but I don't think he top 5. I'll probably say top 10 for sure, maybe top 6, 7. I gotta really, 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 really think outside of the box. Like two guards. Like, is they constituting Gordon Hayward as a 2 guard? Like, positionless basketball makes it hard to figure out who's all 2 guards in the league. It's not like back when it was Kobe, Ginobili, Dwayne Wade. It was a lot of 2 guards. Like, you could probably argue DeRozan might be the best 2 guard. Jimmy might be the best. I'm not sure. But, and then with the Timberwolves thing, like I said, I'm done with Karl Anthony Towns. Jimmy Butler, I do love Jimmy. But at the same time, I kind of feel like none of that shit really matters for that team. Like, if Jimmy Butler balls out, I don't think that really matters. I think if Karl Anthony Towns will show up, that don't really matter. Like, I don't see the Timberwolves being like one of the top 4 teams in the Western Conference. So, as good and as talented as they need to go ahead and make a trade. I know they don't want draft picks, so they better try to at least get solidified in other positions. Like, okay, who is your power forward? Tyus Gibson. You got Karl Anthony Towns. Tyus Jones, Derrick Rose, Jeff Teague is a good point guard. They got to get another 2. So, you thinking like, you already traded Zach LaVine. So, hey, Minnesota's in a predicament. They're in a pickle because they're in a pickle. Because I really don't even see I don't see no future for them getting anybody better than Jimmy Butler and doing better than what they could have done last year. And they didn't do shit last year. So, non-factor ass Timberwolves. I do like Tibbs, though, because I fuck with Tibbs heavy because Tibbs is one of those guys who, like, I got a manager at my job now where she worked at one company and we all traveled to a new company and she had the loyalty to bring in her people or bring in people that she knew can handle the job. So with that kind of being said, like, that's why I do respect Tibbs. I like Tibbs as a coach, a GM, a president, as a person because he put his people on. But the real thing, the real tea is like, shit, I don't necessarily understand or I don't really know if Tibbs is going to be the coach, just like Luke Walton, and they got Luke Walton on the hot seat. Now, granted, Magic Johnson and them, I love Magic, but Magic and them, y'all tripping because y'all can't be mad at Luke when realistically the team is not built to be that good. Like, you basically depending on players to have just made dramatic reach, like Ingram, Kuzma, Lonzo, and Josh Hart. You expect all 4 of those guys to take just one dynamic leap. You want Ball to be a 50, 40, 90, high assist, high rebound guy. You want Kuzma to give you 20. You want Ingram to be LeBron's Robin. You want Hart to be like JR with a little bit of Kyrie in him. So with all that being said, like, when those pieces is not panning out, then you look at, you got JaVale, that's your only center. You got Rondo, who just got into a fight. You got Michael Beasley, who ain't playing. Like, and Lance Stevenson is looking. Lance, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. The veterans that they did pick up, Rondo, Lance, JaVale, is showing out. I'm wondering what the fuck is up with Beasley, because Beasley was balling up until this year. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But Houston is doing terribly. Russ and PG is actually starting to come on now. Like, I'm starting to see Russ and PG do their thing. And, like, PG got to admit that he's not a number 1 option. Like, he got to admit that because they pretty much was on for it because PGU was running the team. Russ come back. He sham guide motherfuckers. He getting into it with Pat Bev. And to be honest with you, I like Russell, man. Like, I like Russell's mentality. That mentality that Russell has is a champion's mentality. Like, Russell Westbrook could play in the finals with that intensity. But other than that, Russell need to learn how to be finesse. Because when Russ learned to finesse like the sham guy was a finesse move to win a game. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Paul George plays a finesse power game. He's finesse first, power second. So with that being said, that's how Russ need to approach the game, just like PG. Be a little bit more sweet with your moves, bro. Be a little bit more razzle-dazzle. That's why Steph is the best point guard in the league, because he razzle-dazzle. Why do you think James Harden is the best 2 guard in the league? Because he razzle-dazzles. So I just need everybody to understand, razzle-dazzle in today's league is what we want to see. We want you to sell tickets. We want y'all to be able to do something that nobody can do. Anybody can dunk. An amateur can dunk. But can an amateur windmill off the back of the backboard, finger roll that bitch in? Like Haiti, like a Kyrie, like a Curry? No. And that's why these are the best guys we got out here. And in the video, I just want to say this too. Chris Paul is highly fucking overrated, okay? He's fucking overrated, okay? If anybody y'all want to be giving all that point guard shit to, it should be Stephen Curry, the second greatest point guard of all times. Outside of Magic Johnson and Oscar Robertson, I challenge you, guy who watching the video, I challenge you to go find me a point guard who is better than Steph Curry in the NBA at basketball, period. And outside of Oscar Robertson, who you can argue with the triple-double with all those possessions he had, and outside of Magic Johnson, who couldn't shoot like Curry, don't tell me John Stockton, don't tell me no Steve Nash, don't tell me none of those niggas. Because Curry is better. 73-9, 11 All-NBA teams. He gonna have probably 5,000 threes for his shit over with. 27,000 points. All you do is shoot threes, but he's a fucking baller, okay? Second greatest point guard all time. Stop saying just shooter because y'all disrespecting my guy. You're disrespectful.